it's not really all that wonderful of a record for the number ones. Only 4-3, so typically it's been pretty 50-50. Quite a few game fives since, as we said, the number one played the number 8 just starting back last season. And LAG trying to showcase that they deserve some praise, they deserve some props. And what could be the final game of this series, we head back to Fortress, but this time for some Hardpoint. We had some questions on how would the SMGs play from LAG. Specifically, it was Joe Deceives who was snapping. We'll see if he can try to deliver, and the same thing can be said from Exceed. They both had their chances so far throughout this series, and they are the reason why this team finds themselves up 2-1.
Oh yeah, and so far this has been a great hold from the Gorillas, starting off on the better side, getting 13 seconds off of P1, basically holding Seattle in that trap. Now they're able to break on out. These next wave of kills is going to be massive. Seattle able to come out on top in the trade situation. Exceed's the only player here is trying to contest it still. He finds 2, but can't find the 3rd on towards accuracy. What? Now you have to focus up, man, because you don't want those spawns to flip in. Seattle put a lot of pressure already towards stage. LAG now spawning towards the bad side. Oh my!
Good God. I don't know, man. It just feels like anytime there's a player right there, something either goes right or incredibly wrong. Some missed shots there from accuracy, Jay. That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Now, they still have spawns. There's that.
Definitely still have spawns on the side of Seattle Surge. I'm pretty sure that was assault in that situation as well.
My bad.
So Seattle Surge do a great job of flipping the map, taking the better side of the spawns. And now it's all about the hold. LAG, they were able to flip it right on back. Exceed and Joe Deceives, they find 2. They already find the break. And now if you are Seattle Surge, this is going to be your last push because you have to start thinking about that P3 hardpoint.
They absolutely do. 25 seconds still to go. In Seattle, well, they're hitting that green light. They're trying to catch a few players in stride, trying to cut the map, and that is wonderful work here from Seattle in a position to walk away with the final 15. Accuracy eventually does get found out, but that is fine. If you're Seattle, you'll happily allow for LAG to grab the final 10 seconds. Meanwhile, you set up for Fountain. A definite chance for a full 60, and these early kills are going to be big. And another one here from Lamar, 7-5.
Barnes is trying to be that cutoff man, being the player pushed out towards P1, but he's still going to get that close back spawn. Now the Gorillas going to put a lot of pressure on through double doors. They can't find any of the kills as Pred finds 3. Now on a 9 streak. You can start to get aggressive on the map. We were wondering when Pred was going to hit that next level. And he's doing it right now, 10 spree and counting, before he does get shut down.
Like 3 players who were all just trying to make their way past that 50-yard line. Pred says no. An incredible start here from the Aussie as Surge pretty much guaranteed to have that full 60 at the Fountain. And the scariest part, Jake, is that for Seattle, they are the #1 breaking team here on Fortress Hardpoint. I mean, a break here would surely spell disaster from the Gorillas. They've got to get their heads on straight and soon. And hopefully, they can knock away Pred in some of these early gunfights.
Yeah, it's all about keeping Seattle on this side of the map. Make sure
what?
you're blocking those spawns with Pred. Some of that pressure. He finds the first, accuracy with the second. At least the close ones are still in for the Gorillas, but already the break is here for Seattle Surge. Mac finds 2, lines them up with that Vaznev. As now they are in. Gorillas, very important gunfights here to not let the game get out of hand.
Okay, well, it's a 3-for-1 trade. Last player. Okay, he absolutely gets melted. McKenzie, understandably so, the man who delivers the final blow as Surge just have come out in this opening hardpoint with a point to prove. As we said, so much expectations on their shoulders, sporting that #1 seed, not trying to get upset in their first match of the tournament. Mac, no, he doesn't have a reload, doesn't matter. Ends up coming away with it. Surge the early break, and Surge with the solid advantage, basically up 100 as we fly in now toward Blacksmith.
Time to go over towards the Blacksmith. As you're now going to have the Gorillas maintaining this side of the map, staying pushed out towards stage, but you do have one player in accuracy who was trying to work towards the pinch and take care of him. Now it's all about winning these gunfights. They cannot come out on top in the engagements. Neither squad now going to be able to get any time off of this hill, but
what?
Just doing a great job.
No.
At finding the kills. What a snap right there from the Predator.
Are you serious? I almost took off my headset.
Can't let that happen, man.
Is his gun shooting faster? I don't know what's going on. 16-6. currently from Pred. I don't even know if he's common right now, Jay. I think it is just straight up gunfight after gunfight. Accuracy, have your moment as well. Taking a look at the slaying numbers, you got 15 and 7, 15 and 10. Max has been making some influential kills now at 11 and 9, but as we said, the star so far here in game 4 is Pred. First set of rotations complete, and it does not get much better than that if you are Seattle. Maybe one more good hardpoint, Jay, and this one could quickly be over. LAG in desperate need of some life.
Yeah, LAG need a good setup, man. You know where the Swans are coming in for the side of Seattle Surge. So about keeping them in that trap, but they're not blocking that stage spawn. So a couple players from Seattle are going to spawn on that side of the map. They're still not able to get on towards P1. Because now with only 35 seconds left, they do find a couple kills. They're able to leave some of that pressure. Seattle, they're thinking big picture. They're going to cut their losses at P1. They're trying to find that spawn for P2.
You spot the game.
My,
Fred just says, no, absolutely not. No, I'm going to walk through your shots. Eventually does get foiled, eventually found out, but Exceed already finding one. He has got to go big, and the stun does at least connect. We'll see what he can do as he's managed to stay alive. Gets the information on to Civ. The question is, can his teammates win their gunfights? He wins his, but the rest cannot be said. Exceed doing everything he can toward the backside of the spawn. However, he gets dealt with. And take a look at that setup right now, Jay, for Seattle. A setup that allows for them to also escape, make it into Fountain. A wonderful, wonderful plate spot here for Surge. All eyes on LAG now.
Yeah, the Gorillas have to find this break, man, because Seattle, they're thinking big picture. They already have players out towards the backsmith so they can win that rotation over towards next. As they know, all of the Gorillas going to be putting pressure on towards the back end. Mac and Pred combine for 2, Sip with the third. They hold strong from the front side of that hill. They're able to now breach that 200-point mark. This game is basically over, Lando. If Gorillas do not rotate over towards P3, Seattle are going to close this one out now.
We've seen some crazier comebacks. I mean, I don't know, Jay. LAG in the Fortress Control. They were working on their setups for Fountain. The question being, can they break through? Right now, they've got 2 players making their way in from top maps. The problem being is that there was no teammate support. Arcitys behind enemy lines, behind enemy territory, gets gunned by Sib, and from there, the early chance from LAG quickly will evaporate into clean air, and Pred and Sib having themselves an opportunity to showcase why this team is one of the best, if not the best, in Hardpoint right now.
They got them in the trap, and all of the Gorillas going to consistently spawn out towards bottom arch. You have to wrap back and try to get out from the P1 side, but you have to get past Pred and Sid. They're just cutting you guys down. Pred is finding all the timings. Already on another 5 spree, doesn't want to invest that cruise missile. He's keeping the gun hot. He does get traded by Exceed, but Seattle can still win it here with one more set of kills.
Yeah, absolutely. They can still win it here. LAG, no bodies. They're really going to be near this. Maybe somebody can make a heroic last-second play. It could be Exceed. Everybody lingering to the middle side of the map. We see a team kill that ends up coming forward. Mac wins that, and there you go. To game 5 we head. As Seattle Surge do not bow down. They swat away the Gorillas like flies. Good heavens, Jay. That just, I'll be honest, I thought multiple times of just leaving.
Yeah.
It just felt like, okay, I'm gonna take a bathroom break. This is going game 5.
You can just tell how the game was going, man. Like, Seattle, they were in control from start to finish of this map. When Pred was slaying the way that he was, hitting the turn-ons the way that he was, you're definitely not going to find any success. That scoreline isn't pretty. 250 to 89. In a map like Fortress, where it's usually scrappy between both of these squads, but Seattle Surge do a great job of reading the spawns, flipping them when they need to, and then getting that money hill towards the P3, even with the Gorillas working on their setup in the previous map, wasn't good enough to shut down the Seattle Surge. As they take both the hard points in this series. And now we have another game 5. Lando, I don't know